The machine doesn't need you. Are we building a future that leaves humanity behind? Look around. No. Seriously. Look around. You're surrounded by technology designed to make life easier. Your phone predicts what you want before you type it. Algorithms decide what you see. Artificial intelligence is learning faster than most people can adapt. Corporations know your behavior better than some of your friends do. And here's the uncomfortable question. What if all of this isn't simply making humanity more powerful? What if it's making humanity more optional? Stay with me. Because tonight isn't another technology is evil rant. This isn't fear porn. This isn't anti-progress. This is about a much deeper question. When a civilization starts valuing efficiency over meaning, metrics over humanity, optimization over wisdom, what happens next? And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because maybe the biggest threat isn't AI becoming human. Maybe it's humans becoming machines. And halfway through this video, I'm going to ask you one question that may completely change how you think about work, technology, and your own value. The new religion of optimization. For thousands of years, humanity had different ideas of success. Strength, honor, community, faith, family, purpose. Today, listen to the language around us. Scale, growth, efficiency, leverage, optimization, productivity, attention, engagement, data. Everything has become measurable. Everything has become numbers. And when numbers become the only thing that matters, something strange starts happening. Because numbers don't care about souls. Numbers don't care about beauty. Numbers don't care about meaning. Numbers only ask, can this be measured? If it can't, it slowly disappears. Think about it. How do you measure friendship? How do you quantify wonder? How do you calculate wisdom? How do you assign a numerical value to a mother sacrificing sleep for her child? You can't. So increasingly, the system ignores it. The attention economy is mining you. Years ago, people believed the internet would free humanity. Information for everyone. Knowledge for everyone. Connection for everyone. The dreams sounded beautiful. And maybe, at first, it was. Then something changed. People realized attention could be monetized. And suddenly, you weren't the customer anymore. You became the product. Your attention became raw material. Your emotions became data. Your outrage became profit. Your fear became engagement. Your confusion became revenue. Think about how strange that is. The most valuable resource on Earth used to be oil. Now, it might be your focus. Because there are only 24 hours in a day. Nobody can manufacture more human attention. So now giant systems compete for it. Notifications. Videos. Feeds. Recommendations. Endless scrolling. Endless stimulation. And every second captured means money. Pause for a second. I want you to answer this honestly in the comments. If someone offered you unlimited money, but in exchange every thought, preference, movement, and decision you made could be monitored forever, would you take the deal? Not hypothetically. Really think about it. Because many people may already be accepting smaller versions of that trade every day. Keep watching because where we're going next gets even more uncomfortable. Please subscribe, like, and share to help us bring more eye-opening and educational content to you. When growth becomes the goal. Modern civilization runs on a simple assumption. More growth equals progress. Bigger economy. More consumption. More production. More expansion. And growth itself isn't evil. Growth built hospitals. Growth built transportation. Growth lifted millions out of poverty. But growth without limits creates a problem. Because eventually you run into reality. Resources are finite. Human attention is finite. Time is finite. Energy is finite. So, when systems require endless growth, they begin consuming whatever remains. If products can't expand data collection. If markets slow, expand psychological targeting. If people stop buying, create needs they never had before. And suddenly, you aren't asking, what do humans need? You're asking, how do we keep the machine moving? The dangerous idea of human replacement. Here's a thought that has existed for centuries. Some people begin believing they are not merely successful, but superior. History has seen it repeatedly. Empires, kings, pharaohs, elites, political systems, economic systems. The names change. The pattern doesn't. A small group starts believing, we are different. We understand better. We should decide. We should rule. And eventually, the many exist to serve the few. That's not a technology problem. That's a human problem. Technology simply amplifies it. AI doesn't create human ambition. AI multiplies it. What gets lost? Here's what worries me. Not that machines become smarter. Humans have always built tools. The wheel was a tool. The engine was a tool. Computers were tools. The concern is when humans start redefining themselves according to the tool. Because suddenly imperfections become defects. Slowness becomes weakness. Emotion becomes inefficiency. Mystery becomes noise. Human beings become systems to optimize. But some of the greatest things humanity ever created came from what looked inefficient. music, poetry, love, compassion, faith, art, sacrifice. None of those things make sense if measured strictly by productivity. James Brown missing the note. A painter changing direction halfway through. A child asking ridiculous questions. Those imperfections create meaning. Remove all of them, and maybe you create something efficient. But did you create something alive? Maybe the future isn't humans versus machines. Maybe that's the wrong story entirely. Maybe the real battle is this: humanity versus reduction. Humanity versus becoming nothing more than data points. Humanity versus forgetting that not everything valuable can be counted. Because once a civilization believes that only measurable things matter, eventually it starts treating people like numbers too. And history has never handled that idea well. Never. So here's my question for you. What makes a human being valuable? Is it intelligence? Productivity? Money? Influence? Data? Or something else entirely? Write your answer below, because this conversation matters. If this video challenged your thinking, even a little, hit subscribe and share it with someone who still asks difficult questions. Because the future won't be built only by engineers. It'll be built by everyone willing to decide what kind of humanity survives inside it. And remember, the biggest question isn't whether machines become human. It's whether humans forget how.